Children of Abraham Day will be commemorated on December 3rd, 2021. We're pleased to be joined by the creator of Children of Abraham Day, Farhat Qazi, with us now on the MegaCast. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on your show.
Appreciate having you on. So for those that maybe have not heard of Children of Abraham Day or are interested in what this is all about, give us an overview about what this celebration and this commemoration is.
Children of Abraham Day is go back all the way when from Prophet Noah and children of and Abraham. All these three main monotheistic religion, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, they all go back to Abraham, where all this started. So I created this day to celebrate our commonality than our differences. Because in recent history, so far, at least in my lifetime, what I have observed and noticed, the focus is, unfortunately, more on our differences than commonality. And I think this day will bring everybody together to celebrate our commonality than differences.
And why did you start the Children of Abraham Day? You mentioned that you've noticed that a lot of people are more focused on the differences between these three monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. But are there other reasons that may have sparked this idea in your head to celebrate a day like this and try to bring these three communities, as well as the greater community that maybe doesn't practice these religions passionately or doesn't practice any religion at all, but bring the entire community together on a day like this?
Yes, I mean, even if someone is not really practicing Muslim, Christian, or Judaism, but still we have that connection with our communities, with families, which goes all the way back there. So celebrating this day, I think there are a lot of misconceptions, a lot of misunderstandings about each other. So I want all the communities and our children, especially the future generation, to understand better each other.
We're joined by Farhat Qazi. She is a West Bloomfield entrepreneur and philanthropist and the creator of Children of Abraham Day, which will be commemorated on December 3rd, 2021, and even has been recognized by the governor of the state of Michigan and commemorated by Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And Farhat, on this day, what sort of activities or festivities or celebrations may be in tow for people that are wanting to participate in this and bring these communities together into a greater community that already exists in such mass here in southeastern Michigan?
Yes, this day is what I proposed to Governor Whitmer, and she approved the proclamation for this day, is the first Friday of December every year. So I want community and especially the schools, our educators in school system, if we can celebrate this day and if this can become a calendar day, is my wish and my vision. To celebrate this, I mean, community, what I can suggest, maybe a lot of activities in school, like how we do during Christmas time, when kids bring some gifts for each other before Christmas, and Christmas choral. I wrote a poem about this day, so if we can really sing that in schools. And I have a website. I will really encourage educators, schools, and communities to look at it. It's childrenofabrahamday.org, where I propose some lessons and some activities for children to celebrate this day.
We're joined by Farhat Qazi. She is a West Bloomfield entrepreneur and philanthropist and the founder of Children of Abraham Day, which this year will be commemorated on December 3rd, 2021. And Farhat, earlier on, you mentioned that some of the origins of this celebration is to recognize and acknowledge many of the similarities between these three monotheistic religions, that being Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. What are some of those similarities that people may not be aware of or may not be commonly recognizing, but are really similar in how these religions either are practiced or some of the origins of these three separate religions?
Sure. I can maybe summarize a little bit, but
Sure.
if you go on my website, I explain really well in those lessons. But yes, Abraham is father of these three monotheistic religion. And as I think most of us know, but obviously some of us don't know, Abraham's two sons, Isaac and Ishmael, Christianity and Judaism came from Isaac lineage, and Muhammad came from Ishmael lineage. So basically, they are from the same tribe, but different branches of the religion. So that is a big one, I think, like a big commonality between them. And from religious point of view, there are a lot of similarities. They all believe in the same God, and they all had prophets and religious text, which is common among three.
We're joined by Farhat Qazi. She is a West Bloomfield entrepreneur and philanthropist and the founder and creator of Children of Abraham Day, which will be celebrated this year throughout the state on December 3rd. 2021. Learn more information at childrenofabraham.org. And Farhat, the recognition of this, the lessons of this day will be presented in different ways, or should be presented in different ways to different groups of people, whether it be adults or whether it be children. Will there be some variation in how this day is recognized and how this day may be discussed between these different groups? Because for some adults, they may have been practicing these three religions in some way or shape or form throughout their entire life and not known that there were these similarities. And for children, it's important to also help them recognize that, sure, there are differences all across our society in a variety of different ways, but we should also really take time to recognize the similarities so that we can recognize our shared worldview and our shared experiences.
Sure, that's true, because the focus has been more on differences, and unfortunately more negatively, which really bothers me. And so far, we created more hatred than loving and uniting. I think it's very important and it's very timely, especially in this era and for our future children, to understand each other instead of not liking. I shouldn't use word hatred, but misunderstanding, I would say.
Yeah, and we've seen incidents of that even recently, and especially as we're approaching a day coming up soon, like we are the 20th anniversary of the attacks on September 11th. We definitely saw in the wake of those attacks a significant rise in Islamophobia and hate crimes against people that do practice Islam, or those that even appear, so to speak, for lack of better terms, like they practice Islam. And those are horrible incidents that continue to happen even to this day, especially as we're approaching a day like that. So coming in 2 months later after that, as we continue to learn more about each other and continue to reconsider each of our interactions in society, something like this becomes that much more important. We're joined by Farhat Qazi. She is a West Bloomfield entrepreneur and philanthropist and creator of Children of Abraham Day. And as we recognize those negative situations that we have seen pop up over the years, those conflicts between these communities, and the recognition of the differences that are between these three communities, why is it more important now? Or why is it different now to address this situation and address these issues and address these commonalities, given what we've been through in the last year and a half, what we continue to have conversations about on a more broad level now than ever before in our society?
You know what, I don't know if you know, as being an immigrant in this country, I'm an immigrant, and my kids were born here, raised here, went to school here. They are American-born kids, and they have their Islamic identity too. And I started this day because something happened in school for my daughter, and that was when she was in school having a religious world religion class, and she was very excited about it. And of course, like other religions and Judaism, Christianity, and I was working with her on her lessons. And when the next session was about Islam, and she was very excited, like, oh, okay, this is my religion. I can ask my mom questions about this and that. And the kid sitting next to her, I would not mention the kid name or school name, but I just want to say this because why it's important to me personally. And the kid said, I already have bad feelings about this religion. And she was so young, I mean, sixth grade, what does she know? What does this kid mean by? And she came home and I could see in her eyes, I will never forget that look in her eyes, like she was wondering, she couldn't ask me really, what does this mean? Why it is bad? And that day, believe me, I could not sleep that night. And I said, you know what, maybe, you know what, I'm an immigrant. Okay, I have an option to live here or not, but my kid is American-born kid and Muslim. One way was, okay, I can go to school, I can yell at people, I can complain, I can just create something negative, but I choose not to. And that day I decided like there should be something which, but the kid was not like, okay, what does kid know? Obviously that is coming from a kitchen table, from home conversations, sure, which we really need to focus on. When we talk to our kids, we need to do positive, talk positively about, and all of us, I'm not saying like whether Islam, Muslims, or Judaism, Christianity, sure, we all went through. Just think about Nazis' time, think about Islamophobia or anything. Like all of us, we went through a lot throughout the history. And I think it's about time, like we should not teach our kids that hatred. We should come together and talk about commonality and teach our children respect each other and learn about each other. Because it all goes back to one person, where it all started. Of course, we have different practices and different maybe belief system. It's okay. And but we have a lot in common than our differences. That's how I see it.
And they have similar origins, as you said. They all trace back to Abraham. But on top of that, they all three of these religions, that being Christianity, Islam, Judaism, they all have similar values when it comes down to it, and similar messages as well.
Sure. Yeah, no doubt about it. Especially when it comes to morals, ethics, religion, how we were taught, a lot of commonality, I would say.
We're joined by Farhat Qazi. She is a West Bloomfield entrepreneur and philanthropist and the creator and founder of Children of Abraham Day, which will be commemorated this year on December 3rd, 2021. Learn more at childrenofabrahamday.org. And Farhat, are there going to be specific events in our local area that people maybe can attend, or whether it be virtual or whether it be in person on this day to commemorate Children of Abraham Day, or how can they participate in these activities and go through this experience?
Sure. When I started this, then COVID happened. So obviously I couldn't celebrate the way I wanted to. So it's been 2 years now. I only celebrated with one school. That was not like big, just few children and teachers, and we were all wearing masks and sitting apart from each other. But this year, I don't know how it will be, but I will definitely encourage through this platform all the educators, school system, school directors, and the communities, please participate and celebrate on this day, the first Friday of December. Please join celebrate in your own schools, in your own communities. It's not like, okay, I'm going to be like in one place and we are all celebrating, but I would encourage everyone to go on childrenofabrahamday.org website, and please look all the things I put up there. And I'm here, I'm available, whoever wants to contact me and talk about it. I can meet anyone who wants to meet and discuss, especially the schools and the communities.